The following is a presentation of the Jacked Up Fantasy Football League. Any rebroadcast or reproduction without the written consent of the league is strictly prohibited. The following program contains material that may not be suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Week 9 recap of the Jacked Up Fantasy Football League. Tonight's guest on the Jacked Up Fantasy Football League is no other than the Red Hot Frosty Paws. How's it going, Andy?
Doing good. How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing good, man. Welcome to the show. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your Wednesday night. So how are things up in Cleveland, bro? Besides that, all the minorities are happy about the Barack Obama re-election.
Cold, dismal, typical Cleveland.
Yeah. Cool, man. All right, well let's get into the recap. Before we do, I just kind of want a quick program announcement here and a quick bio of the Frosty Paws. I don't have a picture of you, man. I went on Facebook to get a picture, and you deactivated your Facebook account.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to go for highway patrol. I mean, trying to check that stuff. I had to get rid of it.
Okay. Makes sense.
Just in case I hit something, you know.
I got you. Well, you can't see this, so I'm going to go through this for the rest of the league. Has never met you. It's your third year in the league. You have not made the playoffs, but this year is looking promising. Your career record is 12-16. Career winning percentage of .428. Your favorite football team, of course, is the Browns. Now, fill in the blanks here. Your favorite beer?
Heineken.
Heineken, not Heineken Light. Heineken.
It's Heineken Light. You actually got me hooked on that. And then I have to wait Christmas Day when it comes out.
Nice, nice. Well, I can tell you, my buddy Zoe down here, the owner of TCB, is looking forward to the Christmas sale. All right, then we got fill in the blank. Favorite shot?
Royal Flush.
What's in that? Besides, sounds like Crown Royal.
I don't think 7 different liquors. I don't even know. It just tastes good.
Okay. Well, I've never had it, so I'll give it a try, man. What's your favorite hotspot, man? Place you like to go if you had money?
And then, what is it, like vacation or?
Yeah, vacation, man. Vegas. I mean, are you like your brother Zach?
No, I'm more like that. I like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area.
Okay.
Down there.
Okay. And besides fantasy football, man, what else do you do besides fantasy football as far as your hobbies?
Probably a lot of basketball, softball, go to the gym. About it.
Are you as good as Farmer's Tan in softball? Or is he better than you?
No, he's a professional. I'm not even at his level.
Oh, he's a professional. Huh?
He spends more hours playing softball than he does going to work, I think.
Wow. All right, cool, man. A quick program announcement here. The trading deadline is November 15th, which is a week from tomorrow. Midnight, November 15th, trading deadline. No exceptions. If you call me on the 16th, you guys are not going to get the trade approved. It's a hard stop at midnight, the 15th. All right, so let's go into the recap, Andy, of all the games from Week 9 and kind of go through. We're already more than halfway through the season here. So you can't see this, but we're going to start off with your cousin, Farmer's Tan, against the Cleveland Crushers. You know, Farmer's Tan started the season 2-0, lost 5 straight. Now he's won 2 straight, so it's definitely an up and down team this year. But, you know, Michael Vick finally comes through for him. 24 points, and of course Brandon Marshall has the best game of the season. And as far as the Cleveland Crushers, you know, not a bad week. With the exception of Jeremy Maclin, didn't really do shit, and I have no idea why you would have the Browns defense in your starting lineup. So I'll give you a few minutes to add any color to that.
Pretty even matched teams. I think we thought Farmers Town was going to get a solid team this year with this draft. I think Romo really screwed him on that. Last week he got pretty lucky with Brandon Marshall with his 36 points. And otherwise, there you had a pretty decent week. Cleveland Crushers, you wouldn't expect 20 points from Isaac Redmond. So
yeah, but that's a one and done, you know, because I think Dwyer's coming back next week, so there's just one.
And Macklin's been kind of a disappointment this year.
Yep.
I mean, I just realized he traded Reggie Wayne for Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, what do you think about that trade?
I mean, not being a keeper week, it's a good trade, but I mean, if you're looking for playoff run, I'd rather have Calvin Johnson. I mean, Reggie Wayne's been nice, but I just don't. You know, rookie quarterback, I don't trust him down the road.
Yeah.
So
I think it was a questionable trade.
The point is, he's actually got a pretty good team. He had Ridley on the bye, but he's up and down too because the Patriots offense is, you know, they either pass the ball or run the ball. You know, pretty much that's how it is.
So let me ask you this before we jump on to the next game, since you, your cousin is the Farmer's Tan. I mean, does he honestly think he has a chance of retaining that trophy in his living room this year?
The way he's been talking, no, I don't think he believes in himself right now. But I thought giving up Vic would help him. I thought Vic was going to come around. I had to give him Vic because I was trying to trade him all year. I had 3 quarterbacks that day, so I had to trade him for something. And Mike Williams actually helped me out. I think I got a touchdown every week from him. So,
okay.
I mean, I still think he has a good. I mean, he's a 4-5 right now, so he still has a chance at wild card. But there's too many teams around there, so he's going to have to get lucky. His team's going to have to get hot.
Well, tell Mike Coom I said hello since he never calls me. He called me.
If I ever talk to him, I'll let him know.
Well, let me rephrase. Text him, since he doesn't talk to anybody except for his fiancée. So,
All right.
the last time I talked to him was the day he asked me to be the godfather in his wedding. That was like April.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, all right, so we're going to move on to the next game here. But I mean, one thing I want to point out about the Farmers' Tan is they were 5-5 last year, and they went on a run and won the championship. So this year they're 4-5. So maybe he's right where he wants to be. I don't know. Maybe he likes coming from behind.
I mean, his team's running kind of thin. So I think Antonio Brown's out now.
Yeah.
He traded me Mike Williams. He actually said no to Antonio Brown, so I actually got lucky on that one. But his team got to kind of catch fire, and he's going to have to get lucky. So. But, I mean, I'm lucky too, so I mean, everybody gets lucky in this league.
Yep.
So.
All right, we're going to move on to the next game, which is TNT and Primetimers. And TNT, talk about a lucky team. This guy, each week he plays someone, they score like average of 80 to 90 points a week. So he hasn't been scoring too many points, but he's been winning. I think this is like his 4th straight win. But you look at the team, man, you know, like Darren McFadden has been a bust once again for like the 4th straight year. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not impressed with this team. Besides his receivers are pretty strong, Wallace and Fitzgerald. And of course Brady, who was in the bye week. Not much there at all.
Yeah, I was rooting for this week. I needed him to be Primetimers, so I'm happy about this game. But I think he's also lost McFadden this week, so he can be hurting too. And you guys are all pretty close there, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, but he was within the game. So losing McFadden is going to hurt him, but he does have a solid crew of wideouts. You have 2 solid quarterbacks. I mean, he still has a chance too. I mean, you have good defense, which he benched for 30 points, so the Giants there. I mean, you still got a pretty deep team for a 12-man league. He's still got a pretty lineup, but he's hurt that running back right now.
Yep. I agree. And as far as the Primetimers, are you worried about this team since you guys are now tied for 1st place?
Actually, not at all.
Because
in my division, I'm more worried about Jake and his little connection with Eli.
Dude, Jake's 3-6, man. He sucks.
I mean, Primetimers probably got 2 of the best running backs in the league, but when McCoy actually steps up and plays. And Richardson being on the Browns kind of hurts him, but I'm not worried about his team at all.
Okay. All right, well, let the trash talking begin. TNT wins its 4th straight after a 1-4 start, and the Primetimers end their 4-game winning streak this week. And again, that helps you out because you guys are now tied for 1st, but we'll get to the standings in just a second. Let's move on to my game. I know that you can't wait to take a shot at the Playmakers. you do it on the message board, so here's your chance to do it on live TV. So playmakers, high flyers, you know, obviously Aaron Rodgers, my stud. The first couple of games of the season, he didn't do shit, but I've kind of been riding his coattail. Like, as he goes, so do the playmakers. And high flyers are, you know, just not a very impressive team. Besides Chris Johnson, you know, everyone else is just kind of very mediocre. Cobb had a couple of touchdowns. That's because my boy Nelson didn't play, so, you know, not a very strong team. So I'm not gonna, you know, be patting myself on the back over beating up on the high flyers. But I'll give you a few minutes to give your analysis on this game.
Well, your team is basically Aaron Rodgers being off for 47 points. I mean, you got Alfie Moore. Alfie Moore. Every time I see you going to 100 yards or a touchdown. Sean Green. I messed with him a few years ago in the league, and he screwed me. Like I said it before, I don't think he has a solid team. So
yeah, I know. I need my guys to have like a great.
Yeah, you got Jones, you got Nelson. So I mean, basically, it's a nice little hookup if Rodgers goes off. But Nelson being hurt really hurts you.
Yep.
Deshaun Jackson picked it up this week. So I mean, you got good lineups, especially because you got Rodgers' weapons. So I mean, you can average 90 to 100 points a week if everything goes right. High flyers. Pretty solid team. I mean, not the greatest team, but losing Jones Drew doesn't help. They did get Rashad Jennings. Robert Griffin, I don't know. I just don't like starting with rookie quarterbacks. So, I mean...
He's been very unpredictable. Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, Austin kind of hurt him because Romo's having a horrible year.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you look at his roster, he's got playmakers, but they're just not making any plays. That's the problem. So.
If you got one, Chris Johnson's finally doing something. I actually got him in a trade, by the way. I traded Deshaun Jackson for Chris Johnson, and now he's finally coming around. I mean, if you didn't have Chris Johnson coming around, he'd be really hurting. So.
Yep, I agree, man. Because again, the Cobb touchdowns the last couple of weeks was just because Nelson's been hurt and Jennings has been hurt. Those guys come back, Cobb is pretty much done. Back to punt returner. So, all right, well, let's move on to TCB and the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are starting their second half descent like they do every year. They were 5-0, and they have lost 3 out of 4, and TCB ends a 4-game losing streak. In my opinion, even though TCB won, this is not a very good team. Cam Newton's been a major bust. Jonathan Stewart hasn't been doing shit. Forte is solid, but that's really about it. I mean, I like the trade, like you said. I think he got the better of the two from Calvin Johnson and Reggie Wayne. But this isn't a team that's going to put up a lot of points every week, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I got Cam in my league. He's been a huge disappointment. I'm actually dropping this week. I like Matt Forte. I just don't like the Bears' offense. They're too inconsistent. And that whole team runs with their defense, which this is the first time I actually looked at this. It's all single digits, and you got 49 from the defense. So the Bears' defense, when they go off, has an average week. Bulldogs only scores, 60-some points.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's been riding them all season, and they've been winning games for him. But this is a perfect example where they scored almost 50 points, and the rest of his team didn't do shit.
Hey, Bulldog is like a typical. He's like my team. He's got to get really lucky. Like Stafford, I don't know what's wrong with him this year. Charles is like hit or miss, and then his lineups are kind of like mine. Like Andre Johnson, he either gets you like 10 points or does nothing. Like just like Demaryius Thomas.
Yep.
I mean, I would say Bulldogs and my team are pretty much the same. It's either hit or miss.
Okay.
Between the teams, these two teams are actually kind of even when you look at it on paper.
I agree with you, man.
TCB might have a little bit of advantage with Stewart getting that job, Forte, and hopefully Calvin Johnson knows what he's supposed to do. And Cam Newton, if he can do what he did last year sometimes, I mean, he can score 100 points a week. And then you get lucky with the kicker and defense once in a while, you're pretty good. But, I mean, I'll take a little bit of advantage of the TCB.
Okay. Moving on to your game with Frosty Paws and Eliminators, nice win for you. You've been hot lately, man. I hope I don't jinx you by having you on the show. But usually people that are on my show, they usually win the next week. So just saying, man, there's a trend. But you're putting up some points, man. I'm looking at your box score, and it's impressive, man. I've been talking about your trade for the last couple of weeks between you and TNT. You did give up Brady, but you got Manning, you got Peterson, and Welker, and I think you got the better of that trade, honestly.
Well, if I didn't make that trade, I'd probably be like 2-7. What are we at? I'd be like 2-7 without that trade.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, kudos to you, man, for having the balls to make that trade. I mean, not many guys would give up, on Brady. But Peterson has been, who would have thought after tearing his ACL and MCL, like what, December of last year, this guy's going to be, I think he's almost close to leading the league in rushing. Fantasy-wise, he's consistent. He's scoring touchdowns, getting the yardage. He's been a stud, man. He's like the good old AP.
Actually, when I talked to Vic, I was looking at Peterson, and I was like, well, I looked at TNT. He didn't have a quarterback, and I didn't want him to get Vic, thinking Vic's going to do what he's going to do. So I took Vic as trade bait and passed on Peterson. So basically, he got Peterson, and he was actually pretty stacked at the time, if you think about it. Like, I mean, he had a nice lineup after the draft. But
yep. No, I agree, man. Hey, man, you've been hot, man, and you're definitely, in my opinion, I'm not saying this because you're the guest on the show, but I think, in my opinion, you are the team to beat in that Central Division. I know you're worried about Jake. I wouldn't be, but if you keep scoring like this, man, I mean, I think you're third in the league in scoring after Zach and the Bulldogs, so you're right there, man. After going 0-2, you've won 5 out of 7, and you got to look back to that trade, like you said. I mean, if you make the playoffs and make a little run, you're going to look back at that trade and say, that's what saved my season.
yeah, I mean, I love my team right now for where it was from the draft to now. The only thing that worries me is Shore and my slot receiver, whatever my flex position is. I'm not too sold on Shore yet, even though he got me 3 touchdowns last week. But, I mean, if I can get some consistent... The Mike Williams trade, it was a small trade, but it actually helped me a lot. I mean, I was benching Vic, and I got a starting receiver out of him, so...
Yep.
Whatever. I think I got 3 touchdowns from him since I got him in the trade, so...
Well, Zach made fun of you a couple of weeks ago on the show about that trade, but you're right. You can't play 2 quarterbacks, and Manning's been hot, so why not ride a hot hand? Vic's been shitty all season. He sucks. And
I don't think you guys noticed I had to get rid of Vic that week, so I had 3 quarterbacks. I had Manning and Vic on the same bye week.
Oh, okay.
I had some Whedon, and at first I had Brady and Vic on different bye weeks, and then I was screwed for week 7. I picked up Whedon, and I had to get rid of Vic, or I got a trade out of him instead of just dropping him, so.
Yep.
I pumped out of him instead of dropping him because I had no legal lineup. I didn't know you can do that. I didn't pay attention to the rules.
Yeah. And then as far as the Eliminators, on paper, this guy has a very solid team, but they just...
this team is, I can't believe I won this game. I thought it was going to be 4 or 5 after this week.
Yep. I mean... Yeah,
I got lucky that Ryan didn't throw a touchdown.
I know. Ryan didn't throw a touchdown. It wouldn't have mattered, but Ryan didn't throw a touchdown. Foster, Jackson, A.J. Green, Des Bryant, Reggie Bush. I mean, you look down this lineup, man. It's one of the... I mean,
how were we doing at the draft while this guy was drafting? I mean, they got like a stud lineup.
Yep. But it just shows that, it's also about timing because, had he played someone like Jake or someone like, the prime timers, he would have won. But obviously he played a guy like you that scored almost 140 points. So, I mean, he ran into a hot team, basically. Like I said, you won 5 out of 7 after an 0-2 start. Randy's lost 3 straight, and he's below 500 now. So, all right, well, let's move on to the Archon Tigers and Serb Destroyers. Every week, Archon Tigers complains that I'm not giving him any props. I mean, I hope he understands I have to pick against him because I had this remote chance of winning a bet that him and I made about 5-6 weeks ago, so I have to keep picking against him. I don't know why he's shocked every week that I pick against him. So this week I'm going to pick him, and hopefully I kind of reverse that where he actually loses. But I mean, he just went off thanks to, of course, Doug Martin. I mean, that's got to be one of the highest scoring fantasy points for a running back I have ever seen. I've been playing fantasy football for like 15 years. I've never seen a running back score 69 points.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, he still won this week, even if Doug Martin has an average game. I mean, he won by what, 53.6?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just Doug. Breeze is a stud, even though this week he didn't do much. If Martin's been the best running back the last couple of weeks in fantasy football. McGahee's up and down.
McGahee's been pretty solid, though. Like, he's been getting consistent points. I mean, not this week, but every time I look at McGahee, he does something. It's like, what the hell is that coming from?
Yeah.
He can get about 100 yards a week, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, he has a solid team. I mean, he's got D'Angelo Williams on his bench, Freeman on his bench. I mean, he's solid. He's definitely, there's a reason why he's 8-1. He did get lucky a few times, but the rest of it, he definitely earned all those wins. But again, I've been telling this, and so has Jake, that he's obviously the favorite now to win it. So what if you go 10-4, or 12-2, whatever? If you don't win the championship, right? So what if you run the table? If you don't win that last game or that semifinals game, week 15, then you're going to be the choke artist. So
yeah, it's not like Peyton Manning. He played the Browns, who were like one of the worst passing defenses in week 15. So that trade really worked out. Well, if I can make it that far, I'll be happy. They're good matchups that week, I think. But Sir Destroyers, you got a pretty. I like his team. I like the players. Yeah, I like Zachary. I like Ray Rice. Eli Manning Cruz is a nice connection. Got the Marius Thomas, or
that's Daniel Thomas from the Dolphins.
Greg Jennings has been a huge disappointment, obviously. He's got like 0 fantasy points this year.
Well, he's been hurt. Yeah, he's been hurt. He had surgery. He's been out. But he's got Torrey Smith. He's got Decker. He's got Cruz, Lance Moore. His wideouts are good. But Manning is up and down, man. Manning, I mean, this isn't the first time he's laid an egg like this. 2 points.
Well, I think he didn't throw a touchdown last week either. I got him in a trade last week in another league. He's done nothing for me in 2 weeks now, so... I mean, it's kind of less improved than Manning. Who would have thought Manning gets, like, single-digit fantasy points 2 weeks in a row? But, I mean, overall, Jake's got a really solid team. If Jennings was healthy, of course, but Ray Rice has been somewhat of a disappointment, too, this year.
No, I agree, man. But
Ray Rice can get you 40 points the next week. No, it's crazy. He's that good, I think.
But he's lost 5 straight, man. He's got to shake up his team, do something, make a trade. So. I
think I offered him something for Rice. They rejected it.
Oh, really? That's funny. All right, so let's look at the standings. The East: Archon Tigers 8-1, TNT 5-4, Farmers Tan 4-5, Playmakers 3-6. Your division, you're tied with the Prime Timers at 5-4, TCB at 4-5. This is obviously the closest division. Serve Destroyers at 3-6, so he's only 2 games out. Bulldogs at 6-3. Again, they're starting to stumble. The problem is the Crushers and Eliminators have not gained any ground on them because they've both lost 3 straight, and the High Flyers at 3-6. Power rankings, man. I love talking about the power rankings. Archon Tigers #1, Bulldogs #2. That has not moved. You have moved up quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. You are now #3. Last week you were #4. You switched spots with the Eliminators. TNT's been moving up after 4 straight wins to #5. And look at who's on the first page, the Playmakers. The 3-6 Playmakers tied for the worst record in the league. The Playmakers are in the first top half of the power rankings, moving up from 9 to 6. But again, it doesn't mean much unless I keep winning games. And then we look at the second half of the power rankings. TCB moves up from 11 to 7. Cleveland Crushers moving down. Prime Timers moving down. High Flyers the biggest drop has been Jake from 6 to 11. And your cousin, Boban, is holding that last spot pretty steady for like the last, I think, 5 or 6 weeks, man. He's been dead last. All right, so let's talk about Week 10. I'll let you pick the games here, man. Let's go to Week 10 schedule. Playmakers TCB, of course, I always pick the Playmakers. I'm never going to pick against myself. I mean, that would be stupid. Why even try if you're going to think you're going to lose? Even though I have Rodgers and half my team on the bye week because they're all Green Bay Packers, I still think I can pull it off. I think Rivers is going to have a big game in Tampa. So I'm going to let you pick between Playmakers and TCB. Who do you like?
The running backs have tough matchups, but I do like Rivers against Tampa Bay. TCB, I mean, I don't know what the lineup's not set yet, I guess.
Yeah, it's not ready.
I hate Cam Newton right now. He's absolutely pissing me off. And I'm going to go with, because of matchups, and I'm going to go with the Playmakers.
Oh, thanks, man. TNT Eliminators. I think Eliminators end their 3-game losing streak. I think his team is too good to keep losing. One of these weeks he's going to just go off, and I think this is the week.
I just got booted off. I don't love that shot.
Yeah. Well, the Matt Ryan's playing the Saints defense, and I just think he's going to have a big game. And again, he's got studs. Eliminators and TNT. So I'm going to let you pick that game. If you can't see the matchups, you can just, you know.
I'm looking at it right now. I might be able to do what I think is really a solid. Eliminators, I honestly think he has one of the best lineups in the league. I mean, the running backs for TNT are kind of questionable. I mean, other two, like, guys that share time.
Yep.
Steve Smith, I don't know, Cam Newton's, like I said, is too questionable. I think Eliminators win this one easily.
I agree, man. Serve Destroyers, Cleveland Crushers. One team's lost 5 straight, one team's lost 3 straight, so someone's going to break a losing streak here. I think it's going to be the Cleveland Crushers. I think they're going to win this week against the Serve Destroyers. I just don't think that Jay can get it back together.
Crushers and Serve Destroyers. Even Ridley, Turner. How do I get the advantage of the Crusher just for the quarterback position?
Yep.
And then, I mean, Ray Rice and Spiller, Ridley and Turner. I guess the advantage there goes somewhat to Serve Destroyers. Macklin and Wayne versus Decker. You know what? This is going to be a pretty good game, but I'm going to go with the Crusher just because of Flacco versus Russell Wilson.
Yep. And, you know, you got Ridley going against the Bills defense, Turner going up against the Saints defense. I think they're going to put some points on the board. So let's talk about your game, Farmers Tan and Frosty Paws. 2 cousins going at it. The once-a-year matchup of the cousins. So what do you think, man? You going to whoop his ass?
I want to walk all over him, actually. I think that trade he made with me is going to hurt him. Because I think he's off of Don Antonio Brown this week.
Yep.
So, see here.
I'm taking the Frosty Paws. You're hot, man. I'm going with the Frosty Paws on this one.
Here, yeah, I like my team. I mean, the only thing I don't like is my running back matchups. Peterson and LaShore going against each other. But I got Gronk and Walker coming off the bye week. I love my defense. Besides the Bears, I think they're the best defense right now. Got the Seahawks. I'll say I take this one by 30 points.
Okay. It's on record. High Flyers, Prime Timers. 2 very average teams. I don't really care who wins this game, but I mean, obviously for you, you would want the High Flyers to win. They'll help you out. But I don't look at I'm not looking at the matchups right now, so maybe you can take a quick look and tell me who do you like. But in my opinion, High Flyers have a decent team. I got lucky last week. They only put up 99 points. They have some playmakers on there.
Right now, I mean, with the lineup set right now, I'm going to go with Palmer at Baltimore. Baltimore's been kind of shady on defense, though, so...
Yeah, well, they're a little banged up in the secondary and the linebackers.
That needed to happen, and Brian Palmer, I'm not worried about it. Well, he's got Richardson at 5, that's why he's hurting.
Yeah.
I think High Flyers win this by like single digits.
Okay, so you're calling a close game, High Flyers. And the game of the week, the #1 team against the #2 team, you know, this is a true litmus test for the Bulldogs to see if they truly are the second best team. This is like last year, Alabama, LSU, you know, two of the best teams in the league all year, meeting halfway through the season. And this could be a preview of a potential playoff game. But I don't know, man. I mean, can the Bulldogs upset the Archon Tigers? I mean, Archon Tigers can't win every game, can they?
You've got a great lineup. I mean, you got Vincent Jackson versus San Diego. You got Roddy White in New Orleans.
Stop kissing up to your older brother, man. Stop kissing up, dude.
That's like 40 points right there. Vincent Jackson, Roddy White, Doug Martin, Willis McGahee in Carolina, Drew Brees versus Atlanta. That'll be a shootout for... I really think the Saints are going to beat the Falcons this week.
Okay.
Hold on. I just got booted off, man.
That's okay. Well, we're running out of time anyway, but I think Archon Tigers actually are going to destroy the Bulldogs this week. I think they're going to beat them by like 50 points because I don't think the Bears' defense is going to...
That's my opinion, too.
He's got great matchups. Great matchups.
I don't like Stafford. I don't like Bradshaw. So, I mean, Bo. I mean, he's only got Charles. If he goes off, that's his main points. I'm going to go with the Archon Tigers by like 20 to 30 points.
I'm saying 50, man. His matchups are great this week. He's going to go 9-1. So.
Yeah, I'd put money on that one.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for being a guest on my show, man. And good luck the rest of the season. And good luck, man. I hope you make the playoffs in that division. Honestly, I'm rooting for you, bro.
All right, thanks.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
Peace out, brothers.
See you.